Hello. So today we're going to talk about Supabase. I'm building this new thing, which is B2B uh, template, where I just trying to put everything that you would kind of like need or uh, I think is kind of like a good kind of like technology choice and stuff. And it's time to do something about databases. We in production we only use kind of like AWS with Elixir backend and all that stuff. So I haven't looked into any of the hosted databases really. So like DinoKV is the only thing that is kind of like, oh, I'm signed out. uh, okay, this one. Yeah. So DinoKV is kind of like my understanding of like how stuff should work. You just have some kind of like API to access the database. But apparently, apparently, uh, everyone was doing this cloud backends as a servers for a long time. So I know that like Firebase is a super popular one, which again I haven't touched at all. Um, so I know about PlanetScale, Supabase, and there are some other ones. So I think I played with uh, Cockroach DB a bit, which by the way has really good free tier. I basically was for one project. I just needed like some kind of database. I was like, okay, I'm probably going to do Cockroach just because it's the most cheap one. Um, but yeah, that project didn't go too far. So I want to try Supabase. It feels like it's the one that kind of like makes more sense in terms of pricing and in terms of features. Um, uh, my previous video was about um, my previous video was about Propel Auth. So Propel Auth is what I'm using for authentication right now. I I know that like the alternative would be probably like Clerk, but Clerk on the free tier only allows you to have 3 users in organization. Like if you're building, I'm doing a B2B template, and if you download that template and your users can only create organizations with 3 people, it's like, okay, what kind of B2B template is that? And I haven't looked into Supabase or like Fire. I almost said Fireship, but it's Firebase. I haven't looked into their how they do authentication and if I can use organizations there, but my impression was probably not. So that's why I'm kind of like not interested in those things. So we're using Propel Auth for user management, and we're going to figure out how to use Supabase. I played with it a bit. They actually have in their docs, they actually have like full blown ChatGPT integration, so you can ask kind of like fun questions like, I don't know, how do I use Supabase in Astro? I never asked that question before, so I'm curious what it will return. But yeah, sorry, I don't know. It's good at least that it doesn't know. What about eat? So it's actually kind of like Chat GPT like, where you can ask it some other questions. Yeah, pretty cool. Uh, Especially if it will uh, respond something. Yeah. So this syntax of like, hey, selected. table and select those rows. That's going to be a bit of a learning experience for me. But actually play with it a bit. If anyone from Supabase is watching, create new organization. No, not new organization, but new project. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't like the builder syntax. Just me. Yeah, I think they're doing that for to get like bits of type safety. So I don't know how that works. So what's that? Oh, interesting. Limit two free projects. Okay, two free projects is more than one. uh, I just wanted to show. I guess let me just remove this one or something. Delete project. Test. Supabase also does GraphQL. I don't know. I didn't see GraphQL yet, so you tell me. Yeah, so I just wanted to show this screen and to show that this is the silliest thing I saw in like database creation. I don't know if like I'm wrong and I have like wrong expectations, but this doesn't look fun. It's like why am I setting up database password here? Yes, they have this kind of like generate password button, and which by the way, when you click on it second time, you don't have any feedback that it actually worked, but it did, but you don't have any feedback, which yeah, not. I think this startup is built by a lot of backend engineers, not front-end engineers. So yeah, like front-end people would have probably complained about that. This is silly. Like I can edit it, and if I create generate now, I can say that it changed, right? But there's no kind of like feedback that it did. So anyway, just remove this field. Just don't show it in you because you are not actually using it anywhere. So like why they're showing it is just beyond me. Anyway, um, you can still type safety with strings. Yeah, I think they're doing that at like a bit. Um, everybody base needs one, dude. It's Postgres. Makes sense. Okay, the train. SQLX and gives you full type safety with just strings. Interesting. Oh, well, uh, blah blah blah. Your Rust cross platform. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Okay, so data pool. That's good. Query query as bind h1. Okay, yeah, interesting. Yeah, it looks like just like strings. Okay, so now let's see how they do it. So one of the features that Supabase has is authentication. As I said before, I haven't really looked into how they're doing it, and too I'm not too ready to start looking into it. Uh, so so now let's go to kind of like doing some database stuff. Uh, yeah. Okay. Where where am I going? Yeah, yeah. So they do this. Yeah, where is it? Okay, I need to create a new table. So let's create a new table, and I need table prompts. And so and I need like it's going to have some kind of ID, and then I need prompt, and it's going to be text. So I can create it. So now there's this like no active errorless policies, and I I'm under impression that the most use you can get out of that is uh, if you use their kind of like authentication. So this is what like Firebase does and stuff. And we're not going to look into that too much yet. So if you watch the previous video um, about Propel Auth, since then I added like a few more things into my template, and so the Propel Auth stream was, I'm not even sure, like somewhere here. And since then I added Tailwind typography. Uh, One of the interesting things I did is I added um, T3 this is kind of like package that just launched. Basically, they open source the part of T3 stack that does environment checks, and they try to make it kind of like more agnostic, so you can use it in Astro, which is pretty cool. Okay, I've been ignoring chat for a bit. Uh, okay, so Supabase GraphQL now available. Okay, um, I don't know if I'm going to like it. Okay, so what's happening? Postgres, Postgres GraphQL. So they're basically just using extension. Okay, interesting, interesting. Yeah, I don't know how authentication should work, especially if you're doing like nested all of this stuff. Yeah. So so extensions. Okay, I need to turn on extension first. And now what? I mean, yeah. So this is how you usually do it, and this is how you do it. Profile query, edges, node. Yeah, I feel like it's because it's like auto-generated, it's not going to look good. But anyway, that was a year ago, and yeah, uh, we are probably not doing that. Or DB, neon DB. Yeah, it's actually I like that Supabase that allows all of those extensions, and I'm actually planning to use the extension for embeddings. So, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it on this stream. But anyway, so uh, what I was talking about. So I did this T3 stuff, and I played with Propel Auth a bit. So the thing that was kind of like too crazy for me is that you can only use Propel Auth like from the front end. So I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of like to send token to the backend, like store it in a cookie and stuff. And here's like the product that I'm building. It's going to be prompts with friends, and the idea is that you can create prompts for ChatGPT, and you can share them in your kind of like organization, or you can make like a public one. So it will showcase the kind of like all the B2B features, as well as it will allow you to do it will allow me to play with all of this, like open graph previews, and maybe like how share GPT how share GPT does, where you like, if you have this text and if you send it to Twitter, you can see like the preview with all of the text and stuff. So I want to play with that. Imagine like, okay, I'm not sure what npm install refers to. Postgres extensions. You need to. Some of the extensions are kind of like built in but turned off, and some of them you need to kind of like figure out how to how to build and how to get to your system. Anyway, so let's start building, and yeah, this is kind of like for the future if we will have time for gRPC. I'm kind of like inventing my own gRPC at the moment, so we will see how that goes. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to remember if I like missed something since the last stream, and yeah, so this is how it looks right now. Okay, did I break fuck vendor integration? Oh yeah, now I killed all the keys. So yeah, so in terms of authentication, so the only kind of like stuff that they figured out so far is that you have this key for I think you can create them somewhere, but it's always, I did it a few times and now I don't remember how to do it. Yeah, JWT stuff is not the stuff that I'm looking for. So go to my database and I have this. I go to API settings. Hmm. I'm pretty sure there was a way to do new things, but we'll figure it out. So what's BLV8? Imagine what I is it JavaScript inside of Postgres? Okay. Yeah, insert the meme of like, you scientists were so preoccupied with whether you could, you didn't stop thinking about whether you should. Okay, so what I was talking about was like API access. So you have this kind of like you have this public key, so that everyone like on the internet, every browser can access your thing. And maybe if you have like blog posts, everyone can read blog posts, but maybe if you're like authenticating users, maybe they get their own keys. I have no idea. So the only thing that I care about is this like service key, which allows you to do kind of like server side access. So so we're using Doppler to manage our secrets. And if I go to dev, I can. Okay, so what's happening? With the secret visibility, you can now make a value always visible, visible on hover, or not visible at all. Oh yes, please not visible at all. Like I leaked so many secrets on the previous stream. Masked, restricted. Okay, okay, cool. So what do I do? Change visibility by clicking on the thing. Okay. Now how do I close this without leaking? So what's the visibility right now? Visible on hover. Okay. So for banner secret restricted. Okay. Changing value from masked to restricted will provide more security for secrets, but will limit how it can be accessed. Uh, Changing secrets visibility means I will no longer be visible. Sure. Acknowledge that changing. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, now again, how do I click on it so that I don't click the other secrets? So uh, so the Postgres stuff, this is from a virtual storage integration. This is what I was actually planning to use instead of Supabase, and I might still do that, but I think I'm giving up. Yeah. So, and I think this one is also stuff that I don't want to be leaked. Everything else should be, yeah. So this is like public. Yeah, everything else should be fine. So now I'm adding a new restricted key that is going to be called Supabase key and a secret. Okay. So now I get no, I can still see it. So I don't know how that works. So now I save it. Where's my Supabase secret? Okay, so I can't see it. I can only reset it. I think that's fine. That's how that's how it should work. Okay, so I mean that how it could work. Okay, so unmasked, always visible. Okay, interesting. Changing will provide the security but easier access. Sure. So Supabase uh, URL, I think. And I'm not sure how they call it. I should go back. Yeah, URL. Yeah, and it's fine to be visible. Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, so now let's go back to our thing and let's restart it. And now this is T3 and integration. So it looks kind of like that. So you're doing server and client variables separately, and it will actually show the warning on the client when you're trying to access server thing, but server can access both client and server, and it will build like it will fail the build if you haven't configured that stuff yet. So it's really nice. I think uh, the only problem that I had is that for um, for client I did this. I I don't want to use this thing on the client because it imports ZOD, and that means you're sending the whole ZOD to the client, which is like not huge. It's 13 kilobytes gzipped and 50 kilobytes like to parse. But just to make sure that this value is like is string instead of undefined, I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Uh, so now if I have like so it's like Supabase secret. Um, so I added Supabase secret, and if it was set, it will be fine. Like it will start and stuff. Where's my okay? But if it wasn't fine, it will show me an error, and the error is going to be, hey, you didn't have Supabase secret. Okay, why don't I have super basics? uh, hey, what's happening? Do I have proper auth API key? I just don't know if I like forgot to save it or something. Yeah, so it's complaining that I didn't set up this for prod, but that's fine for now. Do I have Supabase URL? Oh, it should be public Supabase URL, sure. That's a good point. Okay. Because when I was creating restricted secret, what I didn't like is that you will no longer be able to get it from CLI. And I'm like, okay, so will that work? Okay, so let's start it and let's refresh it. And it's crashing again. And the public Supabase URL is not accessible, even though I just did it. So do I need to update all players? What's happening? Okay, so dev. Okay, so the current notification does not have access to restricted secrets. Learn more. Okay. Uh, this is one of those. I wish I didn't update. Uh, okay, so retrievable only via service token. I guess maybe it makes sense to get it through. Okay. Uh, via service token. So it's like only if I deploy it somewhere. Okay. All CLI version uh, will return for 3. Okay, if you have CLI that is older than this, okay, I'm plenty confused. Do I need to just log in again, or what's happening? Okay, auth code. I don't know why they're doing auth code. I'm sure it's safer, but I just don't know why. Okay, so set up to dev. If I try to run now, the account doesn't have access to restricted token. This normal. Okay, you're saying me to learn more, but I don't see any kind of like real solutions. Okay, so let's decide that it was a bad idea. Just didn't show it on forward. That's the only thing that I'm interested in. Okay, so let's do Supabase secret again. Yeah. So it feels like you spent 30 minutes and couldn't even run one request. Okay, so go back to this thing. Let's do this masked and let's save it. Yeah, so I don't care about that one. Clearly, save it. So we do this. It's complaining because we still have Bookbinder secret and Propel auth thing. So I wonder how it works in prod. So because I didn't do it there, yeah, maybe it only makes sense to change it for prod. Yeah, interesting. Um, okay, so to do Fogbander secret, I need to go here and copy this. Yeah, so Fogbander secrets is too short, so I need to I need to turn off my screen sharing. Otherwise, you're going to see it. And so the other one was Propel Auth key. Okay, so let's do that and let's check if it worked. Okay. Okay, so I need to fix Propel Auth key anyway. Um, okay. Um, okay, so that should be it. Now let's close Doppler and let's go to this. So that was a bit unfortunate, but it should work now. So let's go back here and uh, so now we will check if this secret exists, and if I have something else, it will show us, hey, like this thing is required, you forgot to send it to me. So the other one was like Supabase URL. So again, it checked that this URL actually exists, and we have it actually in the server. Now, if you like deploy to Vercel something, it will crash the deploy in Vercel, and will complain about stuff. So now let's do what are we going to do? Yeah, so now I created this file Supabase CS with all the previous keys. So don't worry. I'm actually maybe I should maybe I should check what it has. So Supabase, this is like URL and service role, and it expires in a year, in 10 years. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so here we do server env, and so server env now has Supabase URL, and it has Supabase secret, and um, you can you can be sure that those values are still there, even though you can do like process env stuff. This is nicer. So yeah, so I can get prompts now. So so we are like creating a client here, uh, and that client has that kind of like builder pattern as we were talking about. And the funny part is that because I have select ID prompt, those are showing up actually in the types. And the as far as I remember, I can like pass database type here if I want to specify my exact types. And there's basically a way to generate TypeScript types for my specific database, and then you can like use that. So that's that's going to be a bit later. So anyway, so let's use prompts. Okay, so not sure what exactly am I looking at. Oh, and it's like the key. Well, yeah, all the time trying to figure it out. Okay, so let's go back to the thing. So I think I copied the wrong URL or something. So let's go back to Doppler. I can actually do it from CLI. So Doppler secret set, and what was the name? Supabase URL. Okay, so run again. Okay, seems like an error still. So let me switch off my screen sharing for a second, so I can debug what is happening. I still feel like it's using the wrong URL. I just don't know where where I have it. So this is the Supabase client. Uh, Possible they have Supabase client in multiple places. Oh yeah, I see. Okay, let me just remove that other one. And so now I should only have this one. If I refresh it, okay. Uh, get for one, but I'm not sure for what exactly. Okay. This is pretty sad. Okay, let's figure it out. Uh, Let me screen share again. I think I was just testing on the wrong page, so that's why it was using the wrong thing. But now on the right page, I have issue with the user. Okay. 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 Again, wrong page. Should be prompts. So on prompts, I have user and prompts. Okay, let me just try to get prompts before user. Oh, I guess it's just an error. Okay. Okay, let me quickly check the thing. So validate header. Okay, so does that work now? Yeah, yeah. I was playing with this other stuff, and okay. So now, so now we get this function get prompts, and we can get like empty array, which is not that fun. I guess we can just do something like um, JSON stringify prompt prompts, and it's an empty array. So now we go to data to table, and we will create a prompt. So it's going to be one today, and like, uh, are you alive? Save and return back. We see something. Um, so our table doesn't have active RLS policies, and that means this table is not restricted. And I'm not sure exactly how that works, but we're going to check this thing. So I could use, if we go back to keys, there is this anonymous key, and if you go back to Supabase, so instead of using secret, we can do this, like not secret. I'm not sure how you can get it, like even though it's not secret, like it doesn't mean that you can get it. I don't know, but you see that even using this secret, we are still getting this information. So this means that this table is basically like just public, just for everyone. And the way to handle that is to turn on uh, RLS. So I think I clicked on it and turned it on, and I can disable it. And I can enable. Okay, so it's disabled. Your table is public, readable, and writable. Yeah. So if now if I enable it, okay, did I enable it? Oh, I was checking wrong. Yeah, it should be and yeah. So so now my secret can read it, but it's publicly not available anymore. And if I disable RLS, it's publicly available, and it's available through my secret. So this is going to be the way that I'm going to do it. It's going to be, what does it say? No policy. Oh, RLS is disabled, but no, there are no policy. Yes, yes. This is going to be the way that I'm going to do it. Which, yeah, it's a not very nice error message. But yeah, speaking of of policies, so you can just like write stuff, and the other thing is you can have kind of like templates. So if enable read for everyone, enable insert, enable so on. So we will try to do the full customization one, and it's like server uh, only, and it's going to be, yeah, I don't know how to, the service role returns a boolean true. Okay, true, true. I'm not sure if we're doing it right. Okay, using expression that returns a boolean, provide a scale condition that returns a boolean. Okay, I don't know what's the difference. Okay, so create policy as permit permissive for all to service role using true with true. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what this syntax does, but I will just hope that it's not accessible to public, but it is accessible to server. And now if I go to table, it doesn't show that error message, it just shows one errorless policy. Okay. I will figure it out at some point, but this is the way that we're going to do this. And so we have prompts. Now we need to show them somehow. So the type of the prompts right now is just a thing that has an ID and a prompt. And uh, it feels like it should have an user ID as well, like a user who created the prompt. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, did someone follow me? I don't know if that was like offline. Yeah, I'm trying to read it. Ellie Reza Def. Okay, thank you. It's nice. Nice to get followers. Okay, so what we're doing. So we can get the simple kind of like select stuff. Uh, we sure want to do uh, we want to be able to like uh, create new prompts as well. So so this is where we want to connect our user and uh, our user and our kind of like roles and stuff. And uh, let's start let's start figuring it out. So if I go to prompts, React component, I wanna clean a lot of it up, but I'm not. I haven't invented like a good way of doing it yet. So it's the main problem for like this B2B template right now is that I haven't committed on kind of like the architecture yet. So I don't have a router yet, and I don't know I don't know when or how I'm going to integrate all of that stuff. So yeah, and I just want to make stuff and then just like uh, move the stuff that is repeating all the time into a separate file instead of just starting with some like pre pre-existing configuration and just like hoping that it will be good. so so we have all of this authentication stuff. I wanna find a way of like not doing it because this page has like loading and it's like why? I don't care. just show me problems, don't show me loading stuff. And um, so let me just remove the loading stuff and we will figure out how to do it better later. So I want to remove all of that stuff and probably want to remove that stuff as well. Yeah, so now it depends on their work because we need Hawkbender token. I will probably just remove Hawkbender token for now, and I will add it later. Okay, so it asks me for auth and org, and the We're not doing that yet. So I can't do auth query anymore. I can't do log vendor query anymore. So I don't do any of that stuff. And I can't say hello. I'm not going to show switch orgs. And no fuck vendor anymore. Okay, so okay, still kinda it's still kinda blinking. Why is it blinking? Oh, because I have client only. Right, yeah. I guess we don't have to do client only anymore. Yes. Okay, great. That's great. So let's let's remove everything that we don't need. So we couldn't build stuff with client only before. So I'm just curious how soon we're going to get to that problem. Yeah, so we're not using all those files. Okay. How about now? Okay, so prompts. We're not using props. Sure, let's do console log. Yeah, and in all app TSX, we have video unused file used. Okay. Okay, interesting. I shouldn't have probably done it. So it's like you need to fix TypeScript first before trying to build it. But hey, okay, so it works now. And if we go back to prompts, so we will just assume that it works. um, I don't want to deploy it to Vercel yet because I haven't configured production config yet. But okay, so if I'm on prompts, I should probably like show what is the active element. If I'm on prompts, I want to see prompts. And maybe so I have prompts and I should copy the same type. I mean, I probably should create a separate type of it, but so we don't need to do this work with uh, the internal org stuff anymore. Uh, we should do something to make sure that server user is defined. Right now, it could be undefined, and I'm not sure what's the right way. I think I'm going to do something like if not user return astro direct, something like that. So it um, should be defined now. It's not exactly like the best way to do that, but we're going with that. Okay, so I have this prompts, and now let's figure out how I can add new prompts. This is where probably like the RPC would have played into this, but I don't have it yet. So okay, what is it that we're going for? I mean, we need a form. Uh, so yeah, I'm just I'm just curious what Copilot is going to do, but okay, I'm not that curious. Uh, and I guess like a button submit. Yeah, so let's play with Copilot. So in Copilot, I can do this like custom transforms, and I can say add tailwind tailwind styles to this form with uh, blue buttons. Okay, hopefully that's not super crazy. Okay, it's kind of crazy. uh, AD. I don't like that it's AD. I think it should be name as far as I remember. You can just do Control Shift B. Okay, so brush something. Use brush and select the text. Okay. Okay, I still need to do this. Okay. Make it bigger. Okay, make it bigger. uh, okay, so uh, add border to the form. Yeah, it's not perfect. Okay. Let's settle something like that. I'm not winning any UI UI awards. Okay, so I'm typing form. I'm pressing enter. Like, what should happen? So right now it's a get request, which is not not exactly what we are going for. So we need uh, add from mutation. So we need time stack query. We're going for query keys. So in query keys, oops. Okay. So yeah, so my thing, my like control click doesn't work for some reason, and like restarting TypeScript doesn't always help. So I just have no idea. So like I'm clicking on this, and something else opens. I was under impression that it's like a Astro thing. It could be Civet. Now that I think about it, let me uninstall it. Yeah, I think that was it. Yep. Okay, so uh, create create from. So Uh, I don't know if it takes any keys. It, oh, any arguments, I mean. Okay, so what else? Mutation function. Okay, so uh, we're using fetch, and fetch gives us like client or something. API server. Server prompt, post prompt, JSON. Yeah, so just like a boolean. Okay, I need to import API server. Okay, complaining about. Okay, so now if I type something, oh yeah, I didn't assign it to the form. Okay, I want to play with this. So I have a form. So I have on submit. Sure, I need to do like prevent default. But what if I can do? Where did I get the? Okay, wrong syntax again. Okay, this. So it's form, but how do you turn form into form data? I wonder. Yeah, interesting. Do I need to do that? Okay, if I do current target, interesting. Okay. Yeah, sure. So now if I do mutation here, that takes form data. So yeah, do something like that. I don't know. This is just a kind of like wink to um, server uh, server components. Okay, and something like that. Okay, so it showed me some errors. Oh, maybe it shouldn't have query key. Yeah, mutations probably don't have query keys. I was like wondering why why am I writing that? Okay, now if I'm setting something, so it's 404 because I didn't do anything, but it's also like the form is empty. I was a little bit afraid of that. So how do you turn from data to how to serialize form data? jQuery. I'm not sure. Uh, form data, JSON, something like that. Yeah, it's going to be all of it is going to be jQuery. Okay, so I can do get, but can I just do entries? Something like that. I don't know why I'm doing this, but seemed like a good idea. Hmm. Okay, so it's form data. Is it possible that I'm using this wrong? Okay, so if I do, so the name is prompt. So if I do console log here, form data, and I do get prompt, it has it. But if I do entities, it's iterator. And if I do something like this, I mean, it's an object or array. Okay, let's start with array. Okay, it's array, a prompt, and something. So if it's an object, it's an empty object. Interesting. Okay. Why can't I just turn form into JSON? That seems like such a simple operation. Object from entities. Yeah, to create it with JSON. Yeah. Yeah, so they're doing like that. They're just like for eaching it. Okay, I like your idea. Object, yeah, yours and copilots. Yeah, it sends it to the thing now. Okay, so if I do this, so if I do this here, if this is what I'm going to send. Okay, so sending it and sending it again. So what's happening? Form data is not defined. Okay. Oh yeah, it's just form. I mean, yeah, okay, it's just form. So I'm sending it. Okay. So I guess I just did this, and now this doesn't look too ugly. It's like ugly enough. Yeah, yeah, fine by me. Okay, so let's go to the stuff. Uh, one other thing. I wanna go to Meetup today, and I don't remember where it start when it starts. So this is totally greetings food. Okay, it starts caching for cache. What? Okay, so it starts kind of like sharp at 7. So have not too long away from me. So I have maybe 30 more minutes. Yeah, let's get to some kind of like crowd operations before that at least. Um, and also try to figure out our auth stuff. Speaking of auth, okay. So let's do. Um, so I already have pages API and like few of the endpoints, and I will just save one of them and say I should probably do like a folder. So the folder is going to be prompts, and inside that folder I will create uh, create.js, something like that. So it's a post request that does something. So we will figure out what that something is, but for now it's going to be console log request. Okay, so going back to the um, going back to prompts. So here it's prompts. Wait, I mean add sounds good as well, but I already named create. Okay, so it's 500. And it's actually cool that how they did it in Astro. I haven't realized that at first, but um, okay. So here's here here it is. Uh, I'm creating a REST request to Astro, and now the whole page is showing me an error. So this error happened kind of like here. Uh, this is kind of like as much stuff as I got. But I think what is actually happening is that once it crashed on the server just sent it kind of like a payload to back to client saying, "Hey, client, something bad is happening on the server. Do you care?" And it's I don't know. It's cool because you can see easily kind of like see, oh, it's this file and like this is what is wrong with it and all that stuff. So it's a nice touch. I don't know. I like this. Makes me want to get errors. I'm so good at it, getting errors. So so this stuff is yeah. Okay. So let's go back to this. So uh, so now it's like, hey, I can't do some other stuff, and I think not even sure what's there is, but I think it's just because we didn't return anything in post, and it's probably like even complaining like, "Hey, this is void; it's not assignable." Okay, so yeah, this type is wrong. The path to this type is wrong. So this is what I was doing so far. It's just like creating those kind of like types of like food panda, create. I mean prompts create response, and I will just go here and like, hey, this is what this endpoint returns, and of course it doesn't enforce it in any way, but uh, yeah. So I will like response data equals like this, and I will do return yeah something like this. Now if I create it, it returns 200. So once it returns something, I kind of wanna uh, I need to reset the form somewhere. So it's always a tricky thing how to do it. So mutate is probably a promise. Is it a promise? Does it have a callback? No. On error, on settled, on success. Okay, I think I'm fine with on success. And it's like on success, uh, yeah, reset the form. So if I'm writing something, okay, it didn't reset. Okay. Uh, okay. Am I wrong, or it's the kids who are out of touch? So what's happening? So I have a form, and I can call reset on it, right? And it should work. Oh, reading what? Oh, it's probably, you know what? Probably by the time this thing happens, this form is already uh it's already like the synthetic event or whatnot has died. So I don't have the reference to the right thing. So okay. I think this is fine. It's probably shouldn't be a, like input should be like text area, but I'm I'm going too fast. I don't want to I don't want to style a text area right now. Uh, so what is the thing that we're doing here? First of all, we need to check that this user is signed in. So the same thing as we were doing here with um, like, hey, who is this user? We need to do it in that other thing as well. So I have no idea how I can do that. Uh, this is a bit of a this is a bit of a problem that I saw. So Astro cookies is only available inside of .astro files. So how do I access cookies here? I have no idea. So what we're going for is we need to get the we need to call this function get user, but this function needs propel. This should be like a constant, but okay. So what we could do is like so we have this request and this request. Does it have cookie? No, it just had headers probably. So this is all the headers, and yeah, let's just look what the headers are. Select, accept, and the headers cookie. Yeah, cookie. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, so the whole thing. So now how do I parse that cookie? Um, this is oh wait, yeah. Is there like a module that is like Astro cookie or something? Less non modules Astro config Astro or C. Okay, so Astro. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Core config. Okay, let's say core and cookies cookies.js. Okay, so can have Astro cookie. I'm sure it has some kind of like hidden state and stuff. I know that it depends on the cookie package. This parse header cookie parse. Yeah, so this parse function is the hidden function, and again, it's like ensure parsed. Yeah. So has and get. Okay, so where does it get? What does it get the actual? Uh, where does it get the actual value from? The ensure parse request values. Okay, so what are request values? Yeah, I wish there was just like an easy easy way to use Astro cookie um, without using the global. So because it's like it's astro.cookie and Astro is not defined in the inside of the other files. And yeah, so this is just a type. Or maybe it isn't. So yeah, so that's the kind of like the yeah, that's the stuff that you already get. So okay, so can I do something like this? Probably not. Okay. Okay, this is pretty sad, but we're going to try to fix it this way. Types cookie and not cookie, cookies. Uh, okay, I lost. Where's cookie? Okay, just cookie, cookie and cookie. Yeah, import something from cookie, and I'm sure it's just like parse. Yes. So I wish there was a nicer way of doing that. But I think this is the way we're doing that. So why is it complaining about this? The argument is not a parameter of string. Okay. I mean, yeah, that value could be undefined. Where's our nice error? Hey, where's our nice error? Show me the nice error. Okay. So Q is not defined. What Q? What are we talking about? Okay, so who is crazy here? Okay. Uh, I think I killed my I think I killed my browser. Okay, so uh, prompts. Okay, so I'm creating a prompt. There's an error, but this error is really silly. So it's line 6. Oh, okay, it's not that silly. I'm sorry. That's probably why it couldn't like parse it or stuff. Okay, so this is our cookie, and we're looking for this header. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, okay, so we need to do cookies dot get or something. No, just cookies header. Okay, did I kill it again? Okay, so here's the header, and where's our get user? So if you have cookies, and we parsed it, and we have this header, and if header, then try to get user for that header. Okay, what's wrong now? String is unassignable to astro cookies. Oh, sure. That's interesting. Okay, so could be this or string. So the way to check it is type of this equals string, then this or this. Okay, so should be fine now. Oops. User. Okay, so sending, and we're getting user. Perfect. So now that user, now we can create database stuff. Uh, now that we have a user. Okay, so create from prompt string and user. I mean, I don't know what's the right order. User ID string. Okay, so they actually had this nice documentation somewhere. I just need to find it. Okay, initializing, select, read, filtering, inserting. Okay, so from prompts, interesting. So from prompts, insert. Okay, it's a much more pedestrian uh, than I was going for. So just prompt in user ID. Okay, sure. So what does it return? I don't know what it returns. Okay, it lets you insert. You can also insert and do upsert. It will also return and you play. Okay. I don't get the upsert part. Upsert true. Interesting. That's fun. And it returns data and error. Okay. Uh, okay. I don't need this. But I need this. So create prompt. We'll take. Yeah. So here's where's the validation star should happen. Because I need to parse the data first. So yeah, something like that. And the I need to do that. That object prompt that string. Yeah, so this. So now I can create prompt using data.prompt and user ID. Okay, could be undefined. Well, if user not found. Okay. I mean, we should throw probably like 401, but I'm not sure how to do it yet. So this will suffice for now. Okay, so let's try. I don't have too much time, it seems. Okay, bad request. Column does not exist. Sure. Let's go back to columns. They even actually have this like nice plus. Yes, sure. Let's use user ID. Yeah, foreign key relationship. Yeah, I'm sure this is really cool. And it's just a text and old value null. Allow nullable. I mean, can I not allow nullable? I probably can't like I can't do that unless I remove all the entries first. So let's go back. Let's send stuff. Conflict. Okay, ID one already exists. Okay, here's where I was hoping that this ID is some kind of like auto increment or something. Is unique. Well, uh, oh yeah, let's go to let's go to Supabase docs and let's ask AI. I want to I want my ID field in the database be auto incrementing. And let's see what it says. No. That's not a data type, it's not default value. Generated. Serial data type. How can I create that using Supabase UI? Get a random UID. Oh, interesting. Create a table. Well, it's not the worst idea, but uh, I wish it was a bit better. Okay, let's delete it. And let's go to SQL editor and let's create a new query. And let's create prompts from ID begin prompt. It's not going to have created anymore because I don't know how to do that. And text. Oh, so let's see what that does. Test does not exist. Okay, so what is test? Oh, I see. Text. Oops. Okay, no rows returned. And we have prompt. You are allowing anonymous docs. Oh yeah, we said that as well. Hesitant. Okay. I don't know what's the difference then. Okay. Okay, now it's a public public database now again. Okay, I need to figure out how to do like migration, so it's stored in a file and stuff. Column user ID doesn't exist. Okay, okay, it's user underscore ID. Let's just edit it quickly. I was pretty sure that they wrote it with uppercase, but yay! Okay, so we created it. Can we create the second one? That's where the previous one died. Okay, it worked. I'm not going to play with RLS now. So it created. So I think we want to do if x error, yeah, something like that. And otherwise, it doesn't return any data, so we don't really do much. Um, so it should be returning 200 here. Yeah, so the whole thing. And I'm not sure what I should be returning here, so I guess like 400 or something. Okay, so that's the plan. So we're sending something and it gets sent. So now we need to we need to be able to read all of this stuff, and I guess we do. We just like don't automatically read it, and I have to run. So this is going to be. I have too much stuff that I need to go through before I can commit. So unfortunately, you won't see any code of that of what I worked yet. But hopefully, that was kind of like uh, hopefully that kind of like explains my approach. Is I'm I'm doing the cookie check to check that this is the proper user. So if you're going to be doing like, can I edit the thing? It will check if that user has maybe like admin um, rights, or it's an author of this thing. And you can do all of that stuff with RLS. And I'm kind of like, I'm going to be duplicating that effort, but I'm not using Supabase for its whole kind of like potential. I'm just using it as just SQL store and as just kind of like admin level, like full access when I work with my backend. I don't want this code to be on the front end. I think it's a bit silly. Uh, yeah, maybe it's just me, but oh, I killed it. Maybe it's just me, but just that idea of like seeing all of this like loading stuff when you're opening the page, it seems kind of like wrong. That's how it kind of like should be looking. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching. Watch my Propel Auth video if you're interested in the previous time I was streaming about this project. Watch my Vercel video if they if you want to see what I think about all of this like um, hosted databases in general. But yeah,